Abba, Father, my Father, the beginning and the end, the one true God. Please hear and answer me. Please let us move back into one room. Let my marriage work. Please save my marriage. She pleaded in tears. This was her every night prayer. Ogechi was a beautiful, lovely, cheerful wife who was married to Olisaemeka, a wealthy CEO of a well-established business known both locally and globally. He had chains of businesses all over the state. Olisaemeka and Ogechi are seen arguing. Ogechi pleads with her husband to take the day off and let them both visit the hospital to check if they are both fertile to give birth. But in his arrogant mood, Olisaemeka walks away as he was on a call with a business client. When he returned, he went to his living room and met his wife praying on bended knees. When she saw him, immediately she rises up and welcomes him. But in his arrogancy, he questioned her. What is the meaning of this? What if I come home with a visitor and meet you praying aloud? Is this how you will disgrace me? What rubbish! Please, this should never repeat itself again. Ogechi, in her humble state, apologized immediately. As soon as she was done apologizing, Olusemeka stormed out and went to his room that he alone occupied and retired for the night. Ogechi quickly was lost in thought. She remembered how they started as a couple, how after their wedding, as her husband Olusemeka was jobless, they both lived in a one-room apartment. She remembered those days in the one-room apartment, how they shared things together, cooked and ate together, slept on the same bed. Tears suddenly rolled out from her eyes. In her thoughts, she wished the hands of time could take her back to those days where her marriage was sweeter and rosy, in as such as they were poor, unlike now that her husband Olisa is in affluence and they lived in a mansion with several rooms. He had to mandate her to leave their matrimonial bed and move into another room so he can have his privacy to conduct his business meeting without disturbance. The next morning, when Olisaemeka left for work, they had an August visitor, Olisaemeka's mom. She stormed into the house in rage, accusing Ogechi of being a witch who has been eating up her grandchildren. But Ogechi quietly explained to her that it was not her fault, that Olisaemeka is hardly around, and when he is around, he hardly spends time with her. She went further to tell his mother-in-law that they don't even sleep in on the same bed in the same room, as they both have their separate rooms. Olisaemeka was in shock when she got this information, so she apologized to her daughter-in-law. She waited for the arrival of her son. On returning home, Olisa saw his mother and greeted him. Mama the mama, you are welcome. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? I would have made arrangement for one of the drivers to pick you up. Immediately, Olisa's mom shielded him. Don't mama me. If what I'm hearing is true, that you and your wife don't sleep on the same bed in the same room, why my son? How on earth will I carry my own grandchildren with this new development? Olisaemeka smiled and calmed his mother down. Mama, please try and understand me. We will have children later, not now, okay? My business is very important to me as I am trying to win this huge government contract that will establish my business for life. His mother tried to advise him further, but he cut her short by receiving a phone call that made him retire to his room for the night. That same night, Ogechi is seen praying to God on bended knees in tears. Abba, my Father, the beginning and the end, the one true God. Please hear and answer me. Please let me and my husband move back into one room in order to restore my marriage as it was before, she pleaded in tears. In one of the occasions of Ogechi's monthly shopping for groceries, She encounters a young little girl hawking. She felt pity and stopped to ask why she was not. The little girl responded, Auntie, my mama never pay my school fees oh. So she told the girl to take her to meet her mother. When they got to where her mother was roasting corn, she greeted Ogechi, Auntie, welcome. You won't buy corn? But Ogechi responded, No, ma. I want to know why this beautiful daughter of yours is not in school. Nkiru, the counselor, explained to her her life story, how she struggles to feed, let alone pay school fees. She explained that life has not been easy with them ever since she lost her husband. Her story moved Ogechi, who volunteered to help her out. Immediately, she wrote her a check of 5 million to pay up her daughter's school fees and to start up a new business so she can take good care of herself and her husband and her daughter. Immediately, Nkiru the counselor fell flat on her feet and started thanking Ogechi for what she has done for her and her daughter. Auntie, now God go bless you. Some months later, Olisa's business that he was pushing with the government had a serious issue. There was some form of 419. The business was not a legit one. Thus, this made the government to seize all his assets, both home and abroad. With tears in his eyes and disappointment, him and his wife Ogechi had to move into Olisemeka's family house. There, they occupied one room. Weeks later, Ogechi found out that her marriage became sweeter. As she and Olisa now slept on the same bed in one room, they chatted together, did things together as a couple. Immediately, she had a flashback on the prayer she made one night, how she pleaded with God to return her and her husband to one room so her marriage can work out. She felt bad and had to reveal her thought to her friend Sandra, who came visiting one day. She revealed the thought. She did not know that her husband was eavesdropping on her conversation. Immediately, he rushed in and started shouting at her, So, you are the one that made me to be this poor again. This witch, today you are leaving my house. Ogeji pleaded that it was just an innocent prayer she made to save her marriage. She did not know that God will answer her prayers. But he did not want to hear her talk. Immediately, he packed her up and sent her out of the house. Months later, Ogechi went out to do some shopping. Then she met the counselor Nkiru, who recognized her immediately and fell on her knees and started thanking her for what she did some years back, how she saved her and her daughter, that now she's a proud owner of an E3. Then Nkiru, the counselor, immediately wrote out a check of 15 million to repay Ogechi for how she turned her life around. Immediately, Ogechi fell on her own knees and started thanking her that she did not know what she has done and that this money is going to go a long way to help her and her husband as they are now poor. She quickly rushed back home to her mother-in-law's house and met her husband, and she pleaded and gave the check of the 15 million she received to her husband, who was shocked. And from there, their life became better as he used the 15 million to embark on a new business venture, and this made him to be wealthy again. Then he asked for forgiveness and promised to be a better husband. And as from that day onwards, even with the wealth they amassed and the mansion they lived in, they both stayed happily in one room. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy this story. Until next